this is Julissa. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to my channel. Thank you to everybody who's listening in the podcast. Today is March 18, 2025. I needed to come here and do a follow-up video regarding the disappearance of Sudiksha Konanki in the Dominican Republic on March 6, okay? Before I continue, thank you so much for watching this video on YouTube, and thank you so much to everybody who's listening in the podcast. So there's a lot going on in that case. In this case of the student, Pittsburgh student Sudiksha, went for spring break about a week and a half ago to the Dominican Republic and Punta Cana, very known tourist areas, and has not been seen since. The person of interest in this case, Joshua Ribe, is currently right now in the Dominican court being interrogated, once again trying to get his passport so that he can leave the Dominican Republic. At the same time today, the family of Sudiksha were given I guess you can say like they gave an interview to the press outside of their home, stating that they have come to terms to the facts that Sudiksha drowned and Joshua Ribe has nothing to do with that, right? And they're saying this because last night they also it was made public that they had sent a letter to the Dominican Republic authorities stating that they are asking them to declare their daughter Sudiksha dead because they believe that she drowned, just like Joshua Ribe said. So, when I heard that last night, it was really it was really shocking for me to hear that because, as you guys know, there's a lot of effort that has been put into this search. It's only been a week and a half. Things like this we don't hear so soon into the search of a missing person. For a family to come and say that, there's a lot of big question mark in this case, that because of all of the developments that have come through as of right now, it seems to me that we will never know the answer. And if the family doesn't want to know the answer, we as the public, not much we can do on that, right? So, number one, over the weekend, Dominican Republic Attorney General Jenny Berenice Reynoso went to the hotel and interviewed all the way to 2 in the morning. She interviewed and do a reenactment, of how they were at the beach and everything that happened. She did that with Joshua Ribe, right? That's like, to be moving top people like that, to be having the FBI being sent over there, to have every authority, I guess you can say, department in the Dominican Republic do this search, to have Jenny Berenice Reynoso, which is the Attorney General, go to the hotel over the weekend and do this interview with Joshua, and still, really nothing, came out. Meaning, like, it's almost like I don't know how to explain it, right? It's like all these big people, right? They have so many people involved in this search for Sudiksha, and all of them have been able to interview Joshua, who has been basically kept to his hotel room in Rio Republica ever since, right? His passport was seized and all of that. To be honest, when I knew Jenny Berenice Reynoso went there, I was like, something's gonna come out of this by Sunday or early on Monday. Nothing really came out of that, which was very shocking, right? And there's a lot that has been said, but one thing is shocking, that once you see that the family went there and stayed there, the Sudiksha family went there and they stayed there for a couple of days, well, all these people are basically involved in the search for their daughter, right? And I remember seeing this photo of Joshua and Sudiksha's mom at the beach, and there's, he's like directing things. He actually said he wants to help them out because, meaning the rescue team, because he knows how dangerous the sea is. which to me was like, man, are you trying to be the big hero now, right? You're saying that the sea is so dangerous. Yeah, you decided to go there drunk early hours in the morning while it was still dark with somebody you just met. And now you're like, the sea is very dangerous. I want to help them out in the search. That's just my observation. I thought this man was trying to be the big hero of the story. At this point, you see all of these things, and then you like, okay, so the family, Sudikshka's family went back home, right? And there is a demand from the public about her friends. How come her friends are not stalking, right? And those are the questions that I feel like we will never know the answer to. Her friends are not being public. Nobody's saying anything about them. The family is not, the family is not saying interview the friends, don't let Joshua leave without getting an answer, a complete answer to know exactly what happened to our daughter. They basically left the Dominican Republic, and now they're saying, basically stop all the search efforts. This is what happened to our daughter. And basically, everybody kind of like go back to basically to the normality, I guess you can say, right? And yes, I understand the need for closure. I understand that, but it's very weird. To be honest, this is very odd. This is a very odd case. It's too soon to ask for the search efforts to stop. Not even a week ago, you were saying she was probably kidnapped, right? And remember, guys, I came here and told you guys that if they believe she was kidnapped, how come they never put out a reward, right? And if Joshua said, oh, my things were stolen at the beach, yeah, there are photos of Sudikshka's items left at the beach, so the robbers were only looking for male clothing, right? There's so many questions. And like I said, if the family is folding back, right? Like really, for us to even say something is, it's kind of like I wonder what the Dominican Republic is going to do now. After knowing that the family wants the search to stop. And I know they want that to stop so bad because, like I said, right now Joshua is today, right? Joshua is at the court in the Dominican Republic being interviewed once again. He's there with his dad. I saw his dad, his lawyers, and then there's like every reporter known to like media ever. Everybody's reporting on the story. And at the same time, Sudikshka's family is doing a press release, an interview outside of their home saying, Joshua has nothing to do with this. So there is like, they really want him to be free, right? To be able to leave the country and go on about his business, I guess you can say. There's so many questions in this case. And like I said, to have big people being moved like that, like Attorney General Jenny Berenice, going there and interview him and all of that, and really nothing came out of that you could say, oh man, now it's about to get real. Nothing really came out of that. And they also had, from what I heard, they had the FBI there too. And to see that the family never put up a reward, right? Because people can say many things. Oh, maybe they didn't have the money, this and the other. There's so many people following this case that even creating a GoFundMe to do a campaign to kind of like provide for it some type of reward or search rescue fund, I'm sure it would have gotten a lot of donations, but that was really never like, they really never mentioned the word like reward. They said she might have been kidnapped, all of that. It's very, you have to remember, it hasn't been a month. It was a week, maybe 2 weeks ago that she went missing. It's too soon, in my opinion. It's just very interesting to be, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know like how to perceive it, but because of that, right? We can think of 3 million conspiracy theories about this case, right? Or we can just look at maybe this was just an accident. Joshua said, I want to help this search efforts because the sea is a very dangerous place. Yet he never told anybody at the front desk that she was missing. He went back to the hotel. He went back to his room. He never even told his friend when he went to get the key to his room or anything. There's so many unanswered questions. And I wonder if the family is aware that there are so many unanswered questions, right? But it's just, if it's almost like, how can you help somebody find their daughter when they want, they really just want closure right now? Like, what else is there to say? And like I said, Joshua has been detained, I guess you can say. And what we hear about him is that he's being treated. This is what the Dominican Republic are saying. That the authorities are saying he's being treated, quote unquote, as a witness, not a suspect. But yet his passport has been seized. He cannot leave the country. He's followed everywhere he goes. But he's not really a suspect. And you have the FBI, you have every authority department in the Dominican Republic searching for her. You have Attorney General Jenny Berenice Reynoso going to interview him and everything. Yet nobody's saying, yeah, this is him. Like, put him behind the yell and all of that. He's gonna be detained till we get more information. So when you see something, and then you have the family of the missing person saying he has nothing to do with it, what do you think is happening here, right? If you want to give it like another view and be like, man, we can say whatever we want, but there is something else protecting Joshua. And I'm talking, this is my opinion, there is some type of divine protection for Joshua happening at the moment, right? Especially with this case. And people might say, how come, God didn't protect Sudiksha or whatever? That's something that you can ask God. The Bible says, my thoughts are not your thoughts. There is a reason why every person who could have arrested him and put him behind bars have basically gone and have this type of interview with him and search with him, and yes, his answers are not making sense and nothing has been done, okay? And then you have the family saying he has nothing to do with it. What do you think is happening with Joshua Ribe right now? There is a divine protection over him, and because of that, myself, in my opinion, I'm not talking about it anymore. This is it. It's so clear, right? This kid has a divine protection over him. Like I said, we can, if you leave, that how come this didn't happen with that didn't happen with that, you can go ahead and pray to God and ask for answers. This is just my opinion. We'll see, in the next coming hours, I guess you can say what happened with him at the court. I think nothing really is going to happen because you have the family who basically went to the Dominican Republic crying out for help 5 days after saying he's not responsible. And they left the country back in about a week ago. They left or something. So what else is there to do really for us as the people, as the public, right? Clearly Joshua Ribe has a divine protection, and that's it, So let me know, guys, what you think. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to my channel. Thank you to everybody who's listening in the podcast. Have a good day, everybody. God bless. Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good day everybody. God bless.